chant. Run up these likes, run up these likes. It looks like your boy 50 just crashed out on Uncle Elroy, gang. Yeah, LL Cool J just caught heat from 50 Cent. Now, if you haven't been paying attention, 50 did a couple interviews where it would seem like he's trying to discredit Fifth or lie on Fifth and what have you. We got some clips, but Fifth took to Instagram in the AM chant today, yeah, like a good hour ago. And here's what he said about LL Cool J. He says, see, I changed my mind about this guy. I was a fan, but he be doing corny-ish. I was trying to help his ass. F all that mama said knock you out. Get the strap. Oh, champ. That's crazy. And not only did he say get the strap, he said get the strap, nigga. By the way, yeah, Fifth ain't playing no games. See, this is why you gotta respect Fifth, because Fifth don't care, man. However he feels, he gonna say it. That's how it should be, but everybody is not as bold. Everybody ain't built like that to just be saying these things, gang. But apparently, he feels some type way about LL Cool J. So I think we should run these clips, because here's a clip that also was recently put out. We're going to take a look at this clip, gang. Hold on. Hit the like.
You're going to wake up and realize that LL Cool J is the most...
Hold on. This is one interview. All right, let's go. Hit the like. Let's go. Look.
I'm going to say this with humbly, but I really mean this. I think one day people are going to wake up and realize that LL Cool J is the most important rapper that ever existed. I truly believe one day people are going to say that. They're going to say, yo, they're going to look and they're going to say, wow, when it comes to the jewelry, this is the guy who introduced all the diamond and the ice and the champagne. They're going to say when it comes to the love songs, this is the guy who introduces the love songs and all the love shit. When it comes to the bad boy vibe, they're going to realize, oh, this is the guy who introduced all the rebellious bad boy vibes before it was done. When it comes to the GOAT terminology, they're going to say, yo, this is the guy who came up with the GOAT stuff. They're going to say when it comes to Def Jam, wow, this is the first artist that was on Def Jam. They're going to say, well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When it comes to the solo artist, going to say, wow, this is the first solo artist to take it all the way around the world. Like, I mean, I could go on and on and on. They're going to say, yo, when it comes to the FUBU, yo, this guy introduced the whole idea of putting clothing lines. Even before that, he did Troop. When they say, oh, when it comes to endorsements, oh, this is the guy who did the Kango and made the Kango popular before people even did that. When they talk about television, they're going to say, oh, this is the guy who did the credible stuff on TV and at the same time was still making credible records and wasn't just doing TV and using rap as a launch pad. When it comes to business, they're going to say, what? Like, I could go on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like that's why in a lot of ways, it's hard for me to get into the movie thing. Honestly, sincerely, and I mean this sincerely. And it's like, that's why it's not really that interesting for me, because I'm doing so much and I've done so much for the culture that it's almost like it's unfathomable. I mean, Run DMC wasn't even on Def Jam, bro.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Biggie made Going Back to Cali because, I made the song first.
Yeah.
Like these guys, like every artist that you can name, the biggest artists, the billionaire artists were launched on the label that I launched.
Yeah, and even
but seriously, like, I mean, these names, like the biggest names in hip hop that come from the 90s, and I'm saying this with love. I'm not trying to be funny style. I'm not trying to be arrogant. I really sincerely, I'm just saying, when you look at you take guys like Jay, these guys were launched off of Def Jam. That's the label I birthed. You talk about these guys like Kanye and all the things he's done. They were launched on a label that I birthed. Like, you can't, like, so it's like when I look at it really when I look at the epicenter of what it really is, come on, bro.
Yeah, that's cool and all, champ. That's great, but the truth be told, nobody cares, Yeah, you might have created some things for bigger artists than you, but at the end of the day, these artists are well known. Like, truth be told, no matter how legendary you are in the hip-hop game, just remember the most popular artists are Drake, Jay-Z, Kanye West, just to name a few, Eminem. Those are like the biggest artists in the world when it comes to hip-hop. Is LL up there? No, he's not. No, he's an innovator though. He's innovated some things. I get it. I understand. people gonna look at you as the most important figure in hip hop? I don't know, champ. But you definitely set some trends. I'll give you that, champ. I will give you that. But there's more things as to why Fifth feels some type of way about LL at this moment. So let's get to this clip too, though. Hold on, gang. We got more. Oh, champ. What else, champ? We got more. Look.
50 Cent wrote the chorus.
Hold on. Let's get to this.
Talking about this recently. He was talking about Paradise.
I don't know, was it Paradise that they said 50 wrote for you?
50 Cent wrote the chorus, bro.
I wrote the chorus to Paradise, and then A. Marie got it and turned it to what it is now. I don't know why he was struggling with the idea of people feeling like I wrote for him.
50 wrote the chorus on Paradise for A. Marie. What she sung. He didn't write my rhyme.
I love LL Cool J. Like, I don't want him to ever feel like I want something or discredit him in any way. Like oh, don't with me, man. Don't make me feel like that, because I don't need to feel like that. There's nothing in it for me to take credit for anything that he's done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, what? Nah, but I did write records over for him. I felt like his
I did write records over for him. LL says no one's wrote for him. What you say, Phil?
Records over for him.
Hold
Anything that he's
on.
done. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, what? Nah, but I did write records over for him. I felt like his A&R person let him pick records, and his ear was too mature. You picking old school. This is what's working right now. LL was just talking about this recently.
You heard what Fifth said? He said you have a more mature mind. You picking these records that's too mature, but what about what's popping right now? Oh, Che, we got the Obi Tough Stina Rizky in the goddamn building. Who says classic North Side, South Side complications? Yes, Jim. The North Side and the South Side will always have complications, Jim. I ain't gonna lie. You dig? I know some people from North Side, Queens. We're not on the best of terms, neither. I ain't gonna lie. But we alright though. Not on the best of terms, neither. But we alright though. You dig? All Chad? Yeah. Because we know that LL is from farmers and all that. Yeah, he's from he's from the North Side, shit. He's not from our section, shit. But yeah, I mean, bro, truth be told, I think LL is mad because I guess people trying to say Fifth wrote, but Fifth is saying that he helped right there for the nigga. I mean, and that's okay, champ. There's nothing wrong with that. If the nigga was trying to get you in with the times, champ, it is what it is, nigga. You're an old school guy, champ. You're almost in your 60s, champ. Like, come on, gang. But there's more. See, so LL actually felt some type of way about the record. Like, it ain't like Fifth is just saying these things. So the Shannon Sharp interview is kind of wild. I ain't gonna lie. We're gonna jump into that in a second. You gotta up these likes.
It's a very interesting thing.
Because I heard it saying,
Hold on. Take that from the top. Let's go. Go ahead.
I write my songs. I don't know what.
have you ever had a ghostwriter?
No. I don't even know where people like. That's a very interesting thing.
Because I heard it saying, I don't know, was it Paradise that they said 50 wrote for you?
50 Cent wrote the chorus, bro.
But you heard that too, right?
Of course I heard it.
Okay.
He wrote the chorus. If you baby, not. We've been through this before. Acting like.
And don't it sound like LL trying to mock the hook? Like, bro, this is your song, shit. Fifth help you make a hit. At the end of the day, a chorus is a very important part of a record, right? Because the chorus is a catchy thing. You know what I'm saying? The chorus is what most people is going to remember from a song before the verse. Let's just be honest. It's the shortest part of the song, right? It's the key element right there. That hook, chant. That hook is everything. At the end of the day, yeah, you got the verse, but the hook, chant. The hook is very key in the song, no matter what genre of music. That hook is everything. They gonna remember that hook. Because when you hear a hook, people usually name a song after a hook, even though the song might not even be named after what's in the hook. You dig what I'm saying? Yeah, hold on. We gotta get to the comments, man. Ashley says, yeah, he sound crazy mocking his own song. Like, nigga, this is your record. It's a hit. I remember when that was out. Early 2000s. You know what I'm saying? LL had dropped a little album. Fifth had been a part of, making an album, I guess. Apparently, he made an album for LL. And LL scrapped the album allegedly. That's what he's saying. But let's run this back. Hold on.
Right.
Go ahead.
I write my songs. I don't know what. Have you ever had a ghostwriter? No. I don't even know where people. Like that's a very interesting thing. Cause I heard they saying I don't know, was it Paradise that they said 50 wrote for you?
50 Cent wrote the chorus, bro.
But you heard that too, right?
Of course I heard it.
Okay.
He wrote the chorus. If you not. We've been through this before. Acting like the elves can't bag them no more.
That's you.
Of course.
Nasty work. We gonna get back to these comments though. PD Rican says, why would 50 lie? Stop it. LL, what's the big deal? 50 wrote what he wrote. He ain't taking nothing from you. He's not. But apparently he feels like this hurts his legacy, or it ain't hip hop enough for him because he's old school, champ. He's like, champ, you can't have niggas trying to write, champ. That's not it. You dig? Uncle Doug says LL trying to gaslight. He knows the hook is the most important part. Nigga, that song ain't the song without the hook, champ. Let's just be real, champ. It was radio ready. Raheem Perez, you can spaz without a hook. At the same time, you dig? 1K Trust. That's not true, champ. You can't make a global hit without that hook. What you mean without the... No, you need a hook, champ. Listen, you need to stop listening to these backpack rappers. They don't count, nigga. All these goddamn dashiki wearing goddamn King Tut ingrained Scully fitted wearing niggas. I don't listen to y'all. Y'all opinion is meaningless in hip hop. I ain't gonna lie. The Ebro, I call it Ebro syndrome. Yeah, y'all niggas who wear leather snapbacks and leather, fitteds and all. I'm not listening to y'all. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all opinions, meaningless, champ. I hate to say it, but I'm saying it, okay? Stino says LL only watches movies of himself. I know his son grew up going to his barbershop on Linden. I heard about his barbershop on Linden before. By the way, yes, I've heard of that barbershop, champ. Oh, champ. Hey, listen, he's an old man, gang. He's an old head, champ. He's not with the times. LL is not with the times. The nigga dropped that album, last year, the year before? I think it was last year he dropped the whole album. And I ain't gonna lie, it was mid. You heard it was complete mid. Didn't do no crazy numbers, didn't expect it to. Nigga's almost 60 years old, gang. If he's not 60 already at this point, I ain't gonna lie, gang. Listen, if you was 18 in the 80s, nigga, you was an old hat. I ain't gonna lie. You dig? Oh, champ. Penny Prince says, yeah, that's a lie. You definitely need a hook. 50 to me is king of hooks. He's definitely made some great hooks. He's definitely crafted some great hooks over the years, man. You dig? Loose Chain Shorty says, I keep telling these young boys that you need a hook. I think they know this, though. I think they know this, though. I ain't gonna lie. But again, Fifth is never gonna hold back. Because once again, Fifth said that LL is a cornball. This is what Fifth said. Hey, look, champ, respectfully, you're a cornball. And that's all it is, man. He said, listen, stop trying to make it seem like I didn't do what I did. Like I said, they saying that Fifth created a whole album for LL, nigga, and LL scrapped it. Scrapped the album, champ. He crafted the man an album and he said, nope, we're not doing that, champ. We won't be doing that, champ. All right. Now, this is the original post from Fifth. All right, I'm going to read this one more time because I know a lot of y'all came in late, gang. I'm going to read it again. But 50 went on Instagram and said, see, I changed my mind about this guy. I was a fan, but he be doing corny-ish. I was trying to help his ass. F all the mama said knock you out. Get this strap, nigga. Yeah. This is what it's come down. Now, will LL respond, Chip? And how will LL respond, Chip? Are we going to get a celebrity boxing match between Uncle Elroy and goddamn Fifth? Huh, Chip? I don't know, gang. I don't know. LL hasn't taken to Instagram in a long time. And the last time I seen him do that, the last time I seen LL Cool J take to Instagram, it was over Hassan Campbell, crazy enough. He was talking wild to Hassan Campbell. Crazy enough, gang. On chan. But yeah, this is interesting, chan. This is getting real wild. On chan. But yeah. Fifth is not amused by the nonsense, okay? I mean, you kind of expect Fifth to go off on whoever. Yesterday, you see them go off on Fab and goddamn Lloyd Banks yesterday, of course, all right? People think that maybe Fab and them going to drop a diss. Yo, listen, I don't think Banks is ever responding to Fifth ever, by the way. I ain't going to lie. People keep wanting 50 to rap against someone. It's not gonna happen. Like, what do you want? The nigga did what he did. Apparently the nigga got a Super Bowl commercial that's about to drop in a couple of weeks because the Super Bowl right around the corner. That's dissing Jim Jones, Fabulous, Mano, and Davies. Okay, so I think it's more disrespectful to diss a nigga on a commercial that's gonna be on the Super Bowl versus doing an actual diss record, because then you just wow. You feel me? You just wildin', champ. Word is Bone says, you know why Soulja Boy Crank That was a huge hit? Because of the hook. That dance was the icing on top. Pause. Yeah, I remember when Crank That came out. I was around, champ. You dig? Loose Change says, damn, I didn't know 50 went in like that. How you ain't know? Fifth is known for doing. We only know Fifth for not caring, for not giving a damn. Feel me? Got the homie Game in the build, my son Gambino, who says, I ain't gonna lie, 50 beat the brakes off LL. 50 a golden glove. Salute to the homie Showface and the whole lot. Salute, champ. Listen, champ. You heard listen, champ. Will Fifth beat the brakes off of Uncle Elroy? I don't know, champ. I don't know. Listen. Listen. That nigga's an ancient nigga with a six-pack and he's broad shoulders. I don't know, champ. Bro said L can't fight. I ain't gonna lie, that nigga L did wild out some home intruders that came into his house. You feel me? With guns and all. He ain't even have no gun. He snuck up on a home intruder and violated. And then the cops came, champ. So I don't know, champ. So I don't know. It's crazy, man. Raheem says dudes pipe you up simply off production. Hey, yo. Dudes do what, nigga? Dudes do what? Next comment. Next comment, you heard? Niggas do what? Never heard of that one. I don't want niggas doing nothing they gotta do with that, you heard? Whoa. Mega says, I don't want a boxing match. Give me a versus. 50 catalog ain't big enough. You are smoking angel dust. Let me tell you, LL Cool J would lose in an embarrassing way to 50's catalog. Let's not do this. Let's not do this. LL versus Fifth? You might be off that angel, you heard? You might be off that. You think LL's catalog can compete with Fifth's? Might want to try that again. Alright. NYC Bread says Fifth holding the pettiness of NYC on his back, proper respect. That's it. That's it, champ. That's it. That's it, gang. The hell, nigga? Nigga talking about a versus between LL and Fifth. Let's just stop it right there. Let's not embarrass LL no more than he needs to be embarrassed, okay? Murder's Bond says, I don't know about all that. I heard LL almost beat somebody halfway to... Well, beating someone halfway into deletion, that's just a person, all right? Okay, you beat someone. That doesn't matter. Who did he beat, though? Who did he beat? Champion Mayor could do the same thing that LL did to someone, but who did I do it to is the question. You know, someone can always do something to someone to delete them, right? Halfway. I could have did the same thing, but the question is, who did I do it to is the question. You dig? I'm just saying, who did he do it to though? Gambino says he's off K2. He gotta be, champ. He gotta be champ. We got a bozo in the chat who got baby mud in his esophagus. You gotta get him out of here, man. You gotta go. It's too early, gang. It's too early for you to be having such a baby mud diet. That's nasty work, gang. What are you doing, gang? You got to bounce up out of here, though. I ain't gonna lie. You gotta go, nigga. Nigga talking that nonsense in the chat, nigga. You gotta go. Come on, what are you talking about here, gang? Nasty work. You gotta go. Yeah, you got baby mud filled into your esophagus, champ. That's disgusting. PD Rika says, where have these cats been to say that 50 will roll, smoke, and toss Hus AZ out? Wait, who? Who? Rampant Certified says, I really wish Showface had fans, but it's the same thing over and over, nothing new. You know, nothing new is this baby mud that's in your mouth. Because you took time to be here. You took time to eat Frank. You heard, you took time. You ate Frank. You passionately ate Frank because you wanted to enjoy every second, every bite. All right? You are a mayor chewer. You're chewing mayor meat, champ. Did you know that? Yeah, you got mayor branded meat that you're chewing, champ. And you forgot to swallow, champ. You heard? But you gotta go. Fix my zipper, champ. Fix the mayor's zipper, by the way. I don't think you fix the zipper, champ. Okay, thanks. NYC Brett says, niggas screw their face up at me on some real ish. They don't want beef. I think that's a bar, champ. Heard most of that's true. I heard it was a home invasion, but I understand what you're. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. The home invasion. Yeah, the home invasion. Dudes broke into LL's crib while he had people over late at night, and LL caught one of the intruders and violated the intruder. Facts. Yeah. This is true, champ. This is true. You heard? Miss M says 50 wrote for Boku Pep, not LL, maybe next. Like that's not true though. That's not true though. LL supposedly created an entire project for LL, and LL ain't want to go through with it. I guess he didn't want nobody else writing for him. But apparently Fifth already did some writing for LL anyway. And Fifth was trying to help LL understand the climate that he was in, because apparently he didn't see the climate. He thought it was going to be the same thing as when he was in the prime of his career. Like, nah, champ, the sounds has changed. The swag has changed. It's not the same thing. It's not going to translate in current day. So let me help you out because I'm clearly in the know. I'm tapped in. I'm lit right now. Let me give you a helping hand, champ. Oh, no, I don't need your helping hand, champ. I am LL Cool J, the goddamn GOAT, and anything that I make is gold, champ. So, yeah, that's the type of time he was on. And apparently, he trying to make fun of the hook that Fifth did. Like, nigga, without the hook, the song don't exist. I ain't gonna lie. Like, niggas wasn't gonna bump the song if they didn't hear the hook. Like, let's just be real. I'll go back to it if y'all like.
They said 50 wrote for you. 50 Cent wrote the chorus, bro.
Go ahead. Hold on, go ahead.
I don't know what. Have you ever had a ghostwriter? No. I don't even know where people like. That's a very interesting thing. Cause I heard they saying I don't know what it Paradise that they said 50 wrote for you. 50 Cent wrote the chorus, bro. But you heard that too, right? Of course I heard it. Okay. He wrote the chorus. If you baby, I'm not.
Nigga, that's your song though. That's your song, man. How you trying to mock the hook like the hook wasn't lit? Like, nigga, that's what made the goddamn song. Elroy? The hell, nigga? Come on, champ. Miss Sim said, I said 50 catalog is more intensive than LL. He wrote for many artists. That's true. That is also facts. Okay. Trying to understand, champ. I'm trying to understand. Okay, I understand you now. NYC Brad. LL never had a chokehold on a game like Fifth during Get Rich or Die Trying. Few ever did. That's also true. You niggas didn't have a run like Fifth and the unit had. You know what I mean? You didn't have that type of run. You didn't have such a strong hold on the game like that. Now you did. Listen, just because you innovated a lot of things don't mean that you had the game in a choke, though. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah, Uncle Dust is LL a goofy for that one. Yeah, because it don't make sense. Like, nigga, ain't this your song? So you kind of making fun of yourself in the long run because this is your music. This is your catalog right here. So what the hell are you trying to... Like, nigga, you didn't like the song, nigga? You clearly recognized it was a hit because you went through with the record, right? Okay, then. Penny Pran says, why he trying to damn play his own song? Dumb ass ninja. You didn't like it. Why you put it out? The FLL gaslighting. Nobody listens to that trash without the chorus. Simple math, you dig? Simple math. They don't take rocket science or calculus to understand. Hey, nigga, the hook made the goddamn song, nigga. Why are you complaining? Like, Fifth, you just wrote the hook, nigga. Well, the nigga hook helped you out, nigga. Yeah, it got emotion, didn't it? Yeah, it got radio play, didn't it, champ? Yeah, niggas was bumping that. Yeah, what are you talking about? Stop it. Champ. PD Rican. I know some may not like 50, but he has done a lot for hip hop. His sales prove that. Yeah. Hey, listen, you might be triggering somebody when you say that though, because there's a lot of people out here who believe that sales don't make hip hop, nigga. As long as you work at UPS and you a UPS truck driver and you got a music career, you all right, champ. Listen, you got people like that. Listen, what about the working man's hip hop? What about the 9-to-5 co-worker music? You got niggas that said sales don't matter, nigga. What about the starving artists? What about them? What about them? The ones that you're not supporting, champ. Niggas would be preaching against mainstream hip hop in favor of hip hop that's not being heard, but they not listening to the hip hop that's not being heard. So it's really them niggas talking out their ass. You know what I'm saying? Stupid. Don't make sense. Like, it's dumb. Like, come on, gang. But what we doing here, man? Just like those bozos who was trying to vouch for Papoose against 50. Yeah, you're in the... Are them niggas talking about Papoose right now? No. Are them niggas listening to Papoose right now? No. Have them niggas listened to a Papoose album? No. Are they gonna end up listening to Papoose sometime soon? No. Yeah. Niggas was on Papoose meat for like 2 days, 3 days. Boy, that changed real quick, nigga. Yeah, his Spotify views went up by like 100 and then it just dropped back down. Niggas not bumping no goddamn Papoose, nigga. What? Stop it. Stop it. Nasty word. Uncle Dust says Shannon Sharp is too mook to call him out on it. Yeah, he should have called him out on it. I ain't gonna lie. Like, come on, y'all about the same age. Y'all both buff as hell. Should have wilded. Like, nigga, that's your song, nigga. Nah, nigga, that's your song, though. It's your song, fam. What the hell are you talking about? Miss M says, gotta give 50 his props, no cap, if you like him or not. They not gonna do that because they don't like to see niggas be too successful. That hurts. Seeing a nigga that's too successful in your face all the time is problematic for a lot of people that's insecure with themselves, especially them dashiki wearing niggas. You know, them big back dashiki wearing niggas that make a dashiki look like a hospital gown? Yeah, them niggas don't like that. Them niggas don't like seeing Fifth, nigga. Especially you big back behemoths out there. You niggas are mad, angry. What you gonna do? You gonna call Fifth a tether? You gonna call the mayor a tether, even though we're clearly born in America, born and raised in America. All right, we are cultured Americans. Then you big back behemoths, you're gonna hide behind that Android, that Android phone, because that's all you can get is an Android, and call niggas tethers all day on your Android phone. Nasty work. Come on, gang. Nasty work. You know who you are, you bozos. There's a lot of you. I can't wait till y'all come in the comments, nigga. Cause y'all gonna baffle you, nigga. You woke up with a dashiki on, cause you're a bozo, nigga. Nigga think he in a black-owned hospital or something. Yeah, I wore my dashiki for healing purposes. Yeah, nigga, you think you in a black-owned hospital created by Dr. Umar Johnson, nigga? You got your dashiki on, probably got a goddamn turban on made out of toilet paper, nigga. You wasting toilet paper. You ain't even buy that toilet paper, nigga. You wasting toilet paper, nigga. You got you on a goddamn turban. Nigga think he in the Moorish temple. No, you're in the projects, champ. In the projects, champ. Shorty Nick says facts. 50 petty, but he a hustler. Got to give it to him. Word, facts. Facts, champ. It is what it is, man. It is what it is. Oh, champ. LL, how you mad? Yo, you know what's crazy for a nigga to be mad at his own hook? That's kind of wild. I ain't never heard such thing. It's kind of wild. Like, what? Shit. I'm gonna run back the other clip too, though. Cause you know he was definitely eating his own Frank at this
Def
point.
Jam. Wow, this is the first artist that was on.
Oh, we gotta take it from the top. That nigga chewed himself. Word.
No, I'm gonna say this with humbly, but I really mean this. I think one day people are gonna wake up and realize that LL Cool J is the most important rapper that ever existed. I truly believe one day people are gonna say that. They're gonna say, yo, they're gonna look and they're gonna say, wow, when it comes to the jewelry, this is the guy who introduced all the diamond and the ice and the champagne. They're gonna say when it comes to the love songs, this is the guy who introduces the love songs and all the love shit. When it comes to the bad boy vibe, they're gonna realize, oh, this is the guy who introduced all the rebellious bad boy vibes before it was done. When it comes to the GOAT terminology, they're gonna say, yo, this is the guy who came up with the GOAT stuff. They're gonna say when it comes to Def Jam, wow, this is the first artist that was on Def Jam. They're gonna say, well, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. When it comes to the solo artist, gonna say, wow, this is the first solo artist to take it all the way around the world. Like, I mean, I could go on and on and on. They're gonna say, yo, when it comes to the FUBU, yo, this guy introduced the whole idea of putting clothing lines. Even before that, he did Troop. When they say, oh, when it comes to endorsements, oh, this is the guy who did the Kango and made the Kango popular before people even did that. When they talk about television, they gonna say, oh, this is the guy who did the credible stuff on TV and at the same time was still making credible records and wasn't just doing TV and using rap as a launch pad. When it comes to business, they're gonna say, what? Like, I could go on and on and on and on and on. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like that's why in a lot of ways, it's hard for me to get into the movie thing. Honestly, sincerely, and I mean this sincerely. And it's like,
right. Yo, look. Truth be told, hip-hop is too oversaturated for niggas to go that far. Hip-hop, like, I mean, let's just say 20, 30, 40 years down the line. I don't even know what life is going to look like, right? Like by then. Because, nigga, 30, 40 years down the line, I might not even be here no more. Truth be told. Because, nigga, 40, 30 years down the line, nigga, I'm in between 60-something and 70-something, champ. I'm probably out of here, allegedly. A nigga like me might be going, champ. I ain't gonna lie. You heard? Yeah, I don't know what it's gonna look. It might look real crazy by then. Life is gonna be very, very different by then. I ain't gonna lie, champ. Oh man. I ain't gonna lie, champ. Niggas said LL was basically Soldier before Soldier. I could see that. I see where you're going. I understand where you're going with that, champ. I get it. But yeah, like 40 years down the line, you think niggas is gonna try to be looking at LL Cool J like that? I don't know. Maybe niggas will get bored enough because hip-hop gonna be so saturated like 30, 40 years down the line, bro. I don't know, champ. I don't know. It's getting crazy though, gang. You feel me? It's getting wild. Oh, champ. But look, gang. I want y'all to let me know how y'all feel about this madness in the comment section, man. How do y'all feel about this? Is the mayor bugging? Is LL bugging? He might be a little bit. It's 50 wild. You gotta let me know how you feel in the comment section. If you are brand new to the Mayor's channel, also, I need you to make sure that you are subscribed to the Mayor's channel, gang. And I need you to up these likes crazy. Go crazy on the like button, too. And Don't forget to hit that hype button in the comment section because the hype button will be available as well. All right. And one more thing before we get all the way up out of here. You ready, gang? It's the man here. The one and only New York man, F Mom Donnie. And you rocking with the 10 favorite Showface news. It's Big Gotham. You already know it's the 10 versus everybody at all times. I'm up out of here, gang. Salute.